Hey, welcome to the first YouTube video I've made for this channel. Today we're getting into Hypebeast forums, a special place where people who are fans of hype brands like Supreme, Bape and so much more congregated and hated on each other. I used this forum from about 2012 to 2014 and I saw so many hilarious roasts, awful fit pics and teenagers clamoring for the first box logo. I have to say the culture really rubbed off on me a bit and I feel like preserving it is important. And part of the reason why we have to preserve Hypebeast forums is because it no longer exists. It shut down in 2017 after a dramatic fall in popularity as social media rose. In order to make this video, I've relied on my old screenshots from back in the day in the fateful Wayback Machine. The first thing we have to do is get into the Supreme thread. Now let me take you back a little bit. This was 2012. Back in this time, Supreme had absolutely no online distribution in Europe and only one store. No one knew it was dropping unless it was a collaboration. So this thread was particularly useful as people would go to the stores on a Wednesday night and take pictures of what had been put on the shelves for the Thursday drop. You couldn't actually do this in London because it was a basement, so we relied on people in New York and LA to take pictures and post it in this thread. Then you'd know whether you needed to wake up at the crack of dawn and queue outside the store or not. Nowadays, all this information is posted by Supreme on Instagram the night before the drop, but we had to fight for this information. It was like the thrill of the hunt. Now let's go over some of my favourite posts and concepts from this thread. One of the things that always cracked me up was the steady stream of newcomers who would ask the innocent question, what's dropping? Any idea on the drop on Thursday besides the Vans and the Zebra wannabe camps? Will the Croc backpack drop on Thursday? And how much do you guys think the price is? And even better than that were the people that didn't know that the online store refreshed at 11 AM Thursday. When they open up their shop online, is it usually at a random time? Yes. Speaking of the online store, the concept of swiftness was how quickly you could check out from the Supreme store when it refreshed. I know a lot of people that got this process down to mere seconds. If we had focused our efforts on something other than consumerism, we could have gone far. If the item sold out while it was in your basket, you lacked swiftness. And even if you succeeded with a hyped item like a box logo hoodie, you could still be judged on your level of swiftness by whether you managed to buy the most hyped colour or not. The girl wearing red tells me one thing: she ain't swift. Hashtag, your girl ain't swift. Anyone proud of having copped a white or red box logo hoodie clearly compensated for the lack of swiftness by going for one of the less desirable colours. Finally gonna get a box logo? Nope, you're gonna get cartjacked and have to dream about it for another 20 years. 8 times red box tees, 4 times red box camps, 2 times black box camps, 2 times crushers, 1 times coach. Swift Lords went with you, cause you are one of the Swift Lords. All bow down. Now double boxing was the concept of being so into Supreme that you wear a box logo hoodie or t-shirt, along with a box logo camp cap. This was frowned upon, and once you've heard the term and gone to a Supreme queue, you'll never look at people the same. An example I have of this is someone who wore the Wackies t-shirt back to front in order to double box. Gonna wear this out tonight. Hopefully the bitches notice my box logos. At this time, Tyler the Creator had a chokehold on the culture around Supreme. Anyone who was suspected of being into Supreme because of Tyler's influence was clowned on by the ancient 2007 Join Date members. I also remember this one hilarious troll that had the username Terrence the Creative. It got to the point where people would constantly troll that Tyler the Creator or Odd Future were the next collaboration, much to the dismay of the OG pre-2009 Supreme queuers in the thread. Speaking of join dates, if you wanted to post on this thread and you'd only just joined Hypebeast, it was probably best to just wait a couple of months. People that were new would get clowned on without question. Commence the March 2014 join date bashing. Get the fuck out, noob. OG member here. You have any idea how exclusive water bottles with graphics screened on them are? Now of course there were a fair few legendary members of this thread. I want to give a special shout out to We Hate London. He was this great troll that went out of his way to buy fake box logo hoodies and post pictures of him wearing them with grills. I personally found this hilarious and somehow he posted almost 5,000 times in 5 months. Another shout out I want to give is to King Supreme Forever. He was a pretty amusing goofy guy that seemingly bought every drop and posted some ridiculous fit pics in them. There were so many other funny posters in these threads but the Wayback Machine will only let me get so far. Now we're going to do a quick fire round of things I couldn't quite categorise but make me laugh. If Supreme made a shirt with the text "Hi, I'm swag" on the front, would you wear it? No, log off. Something about this picture of a bong on top of a Supreme logo with 48 downvotes just makes me laugh. Also, people love to post people in fake Supreme. Somehow both of these people have headwear that mentions authenticity. This is going to be the longest week of my life. The longest week of your life is waiting for a preview of Supreme. Damn son, you need help. Nothing in my life matters besides Supreme. If I get to Supreme New York by 7:30 AM on drop day, what time will I get into the store? Probably sometime on Saturday. Yeah, the Vans are def growing on me. These especially. You guys would settle for a Vans collab with cock illustrations. Just started class and this is the first time I ever had to choose between school and Supreme. Lord, people having to decide between school and Supreme. Get your priorities straight. Stay at home and buy Supreme. This is probably the fuckiest fuckboy I've ever seen. James Jebbia must be laughing. User by the name of James Jebbia, the creator of Supreme. I am. Looks like a group of bricklayers broke into Jebbia's house and decided to try on everything they came across. What shitty metalcore band is this? You're not supposed to smile if you wear Supreme. I wish Jason Dill was my dad. And this is from a drop where they screwed up the description of one of the items. They should have a box logo that says, text description not in file sent by Angelo instead of Supreme. Okay, you still with me after all that? Now it's time to talk about the what did you wear today thread. This is where people would post the outfits that they wore on a daily basis and some of the biggest roasts would occur. Naturally, because a lot of the kids that were on this website were quite young and sharing their very first cherished garments, a lot of the fits were awful. I'm a particular fan of this post. First post here, I know fit isn't great but I only recently started getting into fashion / dressing better. 51 downvotes. The typical well-received fit on Hypebeast contained one of the following: APC denim, double taps, tasteful amounts of Supreme, and if you are actually about that life, Visvum FBTs. Here we can see that general fit idea working out. Those double tap Vans were basically the key to getting upvotes in 2013. People didn't generally go into non-logo high fashion like websites like Superfuture would, but there were a few quality posters. A classic example of this is the user The Arm. He had some nicely layered fits but carried a Hypebeast edge with the Supreme and double taps. Outfits that weren't particularly well received on this thread were any that wore an obscene amount of Supreme, had extremely skinny jeans, the poster didn't seem cool as a person, or the outfit represented buying an item solely because the internet told you to. This is an example of a fit that used Supreme as a crutch for upvotes. It didn't work out. And this one has to be my favourite thing I found on the Wayback Machine researching this video. Something about the entirely non-Rick outfit with geobaskets taken on an iPad just has me dead. And here someone drew a comparison between this guy and Steve Urkel. It's like, what can you do? Something I used to find really funny back in the day but I haven't managed to find any evidence of on the Wayback Machine is sometimes if people flamed each other they'd challenge each other to a fit battle to settle the dispute. Also in the what did you wear today thread there would be a yearly fit battle where people had to make a circle with their thumb and index finger in order to enter. One of the only screenshots I have of this fit battle is this, and I remember it got heavily downvoted, partly because the guy wasn't wearing any hyped items. I love his spirit though. Even though Hypebeast was far from the most fashionable clothing website, there were intense rivalries with other fashion forums like Kanye Tula. Why y'all always group all of KTT together? There are good posters here as well as there. 17 downvotes. If you click your heels twice, you go back to KTT. Now this guy in the last screenshot was extremely prolific across KTT, Hypebeast and Superfuture. His name was J Meister the God and he was seemingly despised equally on each website. Hypebeast about to push this kid back to KTT. Why are you always looking up? It looks like you're afraid of God coming down to beat your ass because your outfits are so whack. Ashamed of his own fit. And here he interpolates ASAP Rocky. Rick Owens, usually what I'm dressed in. And this is a testament to his willingness to just keep posting for years in the face of downvotes. Gotta admire the persistence. Another great troll during this time was Powercome. Lol, you ain't know how to skate, B. I don't co-sign that fit, try again. Weak thread is weak, but peep what I got on. And I'm so sorry that the Wayback Machine didn't catch that image. Something really funny about Powercome is how he waged a war on skinny jeans. Here he is in the raw denim thread. God damn, how my sister gon' have swag ass APCs in 2009 while you still wearing and trying to break in women's jeans, huh? She got the denim game on lock and I got the Supreme game on lock. We does this shit, broke boy, lol. You good, bruh? These bums flame any fit that doesn't include size 25 jeans and Vans which are meant for middle schoolers. It got to the point where if anyone posted a fit wearing skinny jeans, you could basically guarantee that Powercome would be there. It was like his bat signal. Shout out to Powercome, fit is my sister's pants. Y'all already know what I was gonna say. Lol. And this is probably one of my favourite exchanges I've seen from Powercome. Lol, this guy wearing jeans that are called petite and claim they ain't his sister's. Lol lord! You're frail though. We don't even need to post your pic in here again. And why are you saying the N-word over the internet? We know you ain't black. Stop it. Ain't you get kicked out of your mum's house for stealing her money to buy Pyrex? Lol. For the record, Powercome looked like this. I tried to find the full version of this image, but it just isn't on the internet anymore. Okay, now let's get into some more general stuff from the what are you wearing today thread that makes me laugh. Like these heavily downvoted posts from the first page of the 2013 what did you wear today thread. Especially this one, which is just a white t-shirt and jeans. It's like so basic, why would you bother to post it on the internet? You're probably gonna hate on this, but fuck it. Snapped a quick pic of my MA1 on my way to work this morning. Ignored the shoulder strap, I had a backpack on. Size large. Shout out to my cat. Fits like shit. Shoulda sized down. Signed, Caterpillar. I love this user because they'd always needlessly sign their name on their posts. You wear a duck hunt shirt, but do you even hunt birds, bruh? Damn, you staying up in Silent Hill or some shit? Place looking mad creepy. His last victim took this fit pic. Heading out? You better head back in. Sis's room. You didn't have to put Sis's room. I remember what it looked like. Outfit cost, $490. $490 down the drain just to look like shit. Dead at homie twisting his jeans to force stacking. And then there's this fit that just looks kinda odd. All that money on clothes, but you couldn't even spend more than $20 for a decent haircut. And you don't even bother to lift and look good in your expensive clothes. Shaking my head. I have my mum cut my hair so I can cop more Visvum. And then there's this one really strange fit that I found. I don't even know what to say about it. It's just very strange and amusing. Another great thread that you have to bring up when talking about Hypebeast is called Post Pictures of Hypebeast at their prime, volume sack beefing. On this thread, people would post pictures of unsuspecting targets who are considered to be wearing an extremely hypebeasty outfit. Like Supreme fans that took things too far, such as this one who's strapped with Supreme nunchucks just in case he gets into battle on the subway. Or this guy who achieved the impossible, triple boxing while queuing for Supreme thanks to his box logo tattoo. And of course, Bape Shark hoodies were another fixture of this thread, as practically anyone who wore one of these did it just because of the hype. Some brands were just so hated that it wasn't safe to wear them in public without the expectation of someone taking a creep shot of you and your fit ending up here, especially Pyrex and Hood by Air. This thread really tapped into the inherent difficulties of wearing certain items from certain brands and not seeming like a tool. Why is it that every time I see a pic with someone wearing a pair of Yeezys besides celebrities, they all look like fuckboys? England ruining everything since forever. Even the humble Rick Owens fan wasn't safe as he produced some of the most difficult to wear hyped items going. And this thread dated back all the way to 2007, so it was a great resource to see the extremes of hypebeast culture for an entire decade. I love some of these ancient flexes, like look at this guy's T-Mobile sidekick, and look at that absolutely insane stacking on these jeans. Nowadays on hypebeast.com there's only one place where you can still see discussion, and that's on the comments underneath the articles. There's still a hint of the hilarious toxicity that used to run rampant on the forums, but it's not quite the same. I'm a particular fan of this one troll called Tyrone who comments under any Android phone article calling it Lagdroid. Bruh, Lagdroid users can't run apps on their phones. Also, something I've noticed that Hypebeast posted a pretty lengthy article about the history of their forums in 2017. It contains commentary from some legendary members like the GOAT Franelations. Now there's so much to cover with Hypebeast forums that I feel like I've only really scratched the surface. Do you have a particular favourite post that you think about all these years later? Did you have the same experience on a different forum? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.